Time now for Night Court. The pandemic has stirred up a lot of legal trouble for landlords and tenants, but one Long Island man is taking his property war to a whole new level. Gurmit Hanspel has filed multiple lawsuits and claimed bankruptcy several times, all to avoid eviction. He was even once offered $20,000 to leave the house that you see there, that photo from Daily Mail. Instead of taking the offer, Hanspel filed bankruptcy again. Now, a new lawsuit says it is time for this occupancy to end. It has been 23 years. Let's take it to tonight's Legal Eagles criminal defense attorney, Brian Claypool, and attorney Kelly Hyman. Happy to have both of you back with us tonight.
Hi, Shannon.
All right, guys, I couldn't believe it as I was reading this one. Let's start with Exhibit A, which is this. The Daily Mail reporting on this. It says 3 different owners have tried to kick Gurmit Hanspel from the East Meadow home since he was foreclosed upon by Washington Mutual in 2000. 2000, that's 20 years ago. But he drowned each of the 3 owners in legal actions. He's made only one mortgage payment of $1,602.37 before defaulting. Brian.
Hey, Shannon. Shannon, this case has everything to do with an indictment of our existing bankruptcy laws and our existing laws in the civil court system. I have bad news for the bank and for the lender that wants to get this property back. I would argue that under the laws in New York, this guy, this squatter, has a legal right now to adverse possession. Why? Because in New York, if you stay in a property, right, and it's open and notorious to the bank. In other words, the bank knows that you're in that property. And another element is you actively live in that property for 10 years under New York law. This guy should be filing a lawsuit to get title to the property under adverse possession. Don't shoot the messenger, shoot your legislators who need to rework the laws, like in bankruptcy court. Why do we have an automatic stay if somebody files for bankruptcy and they're behind on their mortgage? That's not fair. So let's change the laws, but let's give this guy the property.
So no one's shooting anyone, but you do say, point the right finger at the lawmakers like, hey, if you don't like it, you got to change it. That takes us to Exhibit B. The New York Post reporting on this. It says Hanspel claims in court papers that Chase committed blatant fraud, the bank, in 2010 by trying to evict him when it didn't have proper title to the home, and accused the bank of withholding surplus funds from a previous auction of the property. Kelly, he says, listen, the bank didn't get this right when they tried to kick me out.
Right. Well, everyone's entitled to their day in court, but people shouldn't abuse the system. And based on the allegations, it appears that he is abusing the system. He has filed bankruptcy numerous times. He's filed numerous lawsuits that have been dismissed. Enough is enough. Something has to change. This is just not right.
Well, and we have more on that from Exhibit C. This is also from the Daily Mail's reporting. It says he filed 4 lawsuits, claimed bankruptcy 7 times since he bought the house at 2468 Kenmore Street for $290,000 in 1998. And as I said, Brian, he's only made one payment. So for $1,600, he's had a place to live for 23 years. And he's gamed the system, sometimes signing over the house when he didn't even have title to someone else. When they came after them, they filed bankruptcy because then that gives this automatic pause where the creditors can't come after him.
Yeah, Shannon, just to explain for your viewers, when you file for bankruptcy, it stays all the proceedings, but you are allowed under bankruptcy law to pursue a lawsuit. For example, if there's fraud, you can avert the automatic stay. So maybe we need to create a new law in bankruptcy court that doesn't allow you that automatic stay, that allows the bank to continue to litigate in the bankruptcy court so that we can remove this individual from the property. So again, we really need to rework the laws in our country.
Okay, Kelly, we bring up Exhibit D for you. Patch.com reporting on this issue of landlords and tenants and possession says all it takes is 30 days of being on a property before a squatter is upgraded from illegal trespassers to legal tenant under New York state law. At that point, evicting them requires the same lengthy and costly process that evicting a legal tenant would. So listen, once he made it past 30 days, Kelly, there was a whole fight to get him out. It's been 23 years. Is Brian right that maybe it's just about changing the laws at this point? We can't blame the guy for making the most of the system as he found it.
Right. Usually people use the bankruptcy system, have good intentions, but there are a few bad apples as well. I think, we have to think about whether the bankruptcy court, when this case comes before them, is say anyone that lives at this address, that's it going forward, or also coordinate with the state court as well. I think that's important, and I think that would help going forward in these types of cases.
All right, Kelly and Brian, thank you both for weighing in on this case in tonight's Night Court. And by the way, at home, I have a feeling you've got some strong feelings about how this works and whether you're paying your own mortgage and have a neighbor who's not been paying one for 23 years. Let us know what you think at Fox News Night or at Shannon Bream. Use the hashtag Night Court. Attorneys, thank you.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.